Okay, I know that title is going to piss some people off, but I really just did it so that you actually clicked on the video. Hey everybody, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today we are going to talk all about hypermobility. I want to define what that means and then give you a few things to think about in terms of tactics if you're looking for some help or relief. Please remember, as always, that the best advice is going to come from your personal medical team, but hopefully some of these drills today will keep you confident, safe, and strong in the range of motion that you have access to. So let's hop on into it. So there are going to be varying degrees and syndromes that kind of encompass the term hypermobility, but let's try to define it. Hypermobility is basically when the ligaments around joints are looser than normal, which allows your joints to have an extended range of motion. Because of this, your muscles need to work a lot harder to keep your joints from injury. That's why people with hypermobility issues often state that their joints hurt or they have the urge to stretch a lot. Now, there's a lot of varying degrees of hypermobility, anything from having double jointed elbows to something like Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And I'm gonna say it again, and probably more times in the video, the best care is from your personal team. There are some tactics I wanna go through that might provide some stability and relief. So the first thing I want you to do before you think of any type of exercise is think about your nervous system. Since your tendons and ligaments don't provide the needed stability to your joints, your muscles will be working overtime to do so. So there are a number of ways to help kind of regulate your nervous system. You could try an acupressure mat, foam rolling, more dynamic warm-ups rather than static stretching, and all three of these things I have full dedicated videos on, so you can just go to my page and search for them. Today specifically though, I want to talk a little bit more about breath work. So if you want to do this with me, you will need a straw and a towel because you're definitely going to drool. Ideally, we're doing this in a seated position so that our feet can touch the floor and we can really sit on top of our pelvic floor. First thing we're going to do is take a big inhale through the nose. Then we're going to exhale through the straw. At the end of your exhale, you're going to hold your breath for 2 seconds and then go back into that full breath. So let's try it and then we'll talk about what it's doing. So we take a big inhale through the nose, exhale through the straw. So what are we doing here? We're working on some 360 breathing. So this is basically where you breathe in through your ribs, anterior and posteriorly, and you're using that breath to help calm the nervous system. Again, if your muscles and your fascia are like holding onto your joints for dear life at all times, your body is gonna be kind of stressed out. This is why at the beginning of a workout, I love doing something like foam rolling. I am a little type A, so a little high stress. So even though the foam rolling, it's not breaking up adhesions, it's not warming up my muscles, what it is doing for me is taking a second to calm me down. We're taking that bucket of stress that we have throughout the day for whatever reason, whether it's mental, emotional, physical, and we're taking a second to bring it down. So this is simply just another tactic that you can try to help regulate and calm your nervous system during your day, before movement, before you go to bed, whenever you need it. All right, now we're gonna talk a little bit about mobility and strength drills. So if we think about the definition of mobility, which is strength through your joints range of motion, hypermobility doesn't totally make sense. Because if we just take that phrase at face value, that would mean that you have a ton of strength through your advanced range of motion. But anyway, that's just me being very nitpicky. So the main focus here is going to be controlled movement. And I would always recommend starting with CARs or controlled articular rotations. These are essentially really specific joint circles, and we're gonna focus on moving with intention. So I'm gonna take you through 2 joints today, the shoulders and the hips, which are ball and socket joints, which tend to be a little more unstable on many people. And I'm gonna hopefully show you how to bring a little bit more confidence through the range of motion that you have. First up, the shoulders. We're gonna do a shoulder CAR, and we're gonna do one arm at a time. So we're gonna start with the feet under the hips, little bend in the knees, and lots of tension. Remember, this is not just passively moving. That's when you're gonna dislocate your shoulder. We wanna make sure we have a lot of control. So big inhale, exhale, brace your core, squeeze your arms against your thighs. We're gonna take that left arm, externally rotate the hand. We're slowly reaching across the body. Notice I have tension through my arm. Arm comes bicep by the ear. Once you're here, hand turns out to the side. We're gonna reach back behind us, and when we come to the end of our range of motion, your palm is going to face the outside. We take a big inhale. Exhale, reverse it, reaching back. Again, keeping that tension. You flip the palm when you need to. Arm comes across the body, and then we end it down at the starting point. So that is your level 1 CAR. If you wanna progress this and add a little bit more tension, I would recommend grabbing a little ball. So we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see a little bit better. And now I'm gripping the ball. This is a great tool for people with hypermobility, especially because it's going to force you to remain tense through this movement. And again, we don't want passive movement. We want nice, active, dynamic movement here. So we'll take a big inhale. Exhale, externally rotate. We're gonna reach across the body, bring bicep by the ear. Make sure you're squeezing on that ball. Turn the hand out to the side, we reach it back. Trying not to twist from any other part of our body. We end with our palm facing out or our ball facing out. We're gonna reach back, flip when we need to. We come across the body, palm faces the ceiling, and down by the side. So that's your level 2 car for your shoulder. There are a lot of other stability drills that I could give you, and I believe that I talked about in this video right here. So you can check that out if you want, but let me say this really quickly. I don't know you. I don't know your situation, and I don't really feel comfortable recommending anything more than a controlled arm circle. I think this is the 3rd time I'm saying it. Please check with your medical team before you add any of these things in. The only thing, again, I feel confident in saying is that cars, as long as you're not flopping your way through them, are fine. Let's do the hips. All right, so you're gonna need either a wall, a chair, or a pole that you painted your studio with. Basically just something for a little bit of balance. So we're gonna do a level 1 and then a level 2 hip car. So left leg moving, right hand has the pole, whatever you're using. We're gonna do that same thing, big inhale. On your exhale, squeeze your glutes, brace your core. Opposite arm out to the side. We're gonna externally rotate from the hip. We bring that leg up, opening out to the side. Once you get to the end of your range of motion, so again, we don't want to twist the whole pelvis, we're just moving that leg, turn the knee down, internal rotation. We come back, try not to arch the low back while everything's popping, hello. Then we're gonna come back the way we came. And then we're coming down and back in. How can we progress this? Ankle weight. So we're basically just making the leg a little bit heavier now. There's lots of other ways to progress all of these drills. You could do a side lying hip car, which is gonna be a little bit more advanced. You can do kneeling hip cars. Those are all gonna be level 2. So again, there's more than just this option, but this is what I'm showing you today. Let's do it facing the side. So big inhale. Exhale, externally rotate. We're gonna bring the leg up, open to the side, turn the knee down. Bring it around the back. Try not to arch the low back, something I'm working on. And down. That was hard. So you can literally hear and see how much tension I am generating throughout my body. This is not just, ooh, I'm gonna go through some hip circles, some leg swings. That's how you're gonna dislocate your hip. So if you wanna know more about mobility, I recently assessed my own in this whole video, and I believe I teased some mobility assessments in there. I do offer mobility assessments once a month. If you're watching this in real time, the next date that I have is Sunday, February 25th. They are going to be all day long, right after I teach an Usher upper body class, so if you wanna hop into that too, you can. But essentially, these are 45-minute sessions where I'm going to assess your mobility from head to toe, every one of our major joints, and I'm going to assign you homework based off of any weaknesses or compensations that I see. And as always, if you have any other questions about mobility or anything in this video, you can leave questions down below. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and I will see you all in the next one.